Hello, beautiful souls. How are we doing today on this wonderful full moon? I hope you're all doing super, super well. So, this is a really special reading, a really special full moon lunar event because it's a full moon, obviously, but it's also a super moon, which means that the moon is going to appear a lot bigger than it usually does because it is closer to the Earth. It's also full supermoon in Scorpio. So we've got a lot of emotional and mysterious kind of energy going on with it being in Scorpio. Obviously, Scorpio is a water sign, so we're speaking to the divine feminine, the heart space, the heart chakra, and lots of emotion. So this isn't necessarily crying and, along with the purge that inevitably comes with a full moon, but emotions are definitely coming to the surface. Our desires, the things that we want for ourselves. And this full moon also spells the beginning of the next energetic phase. So you guys have heard me banging on about it for just the longest time. That we're moving into this next, or we're approaching, the next energetic phase, which is a lot more physically orientated and action orientated. So congratulations, everyone. You made it. You made it through the introspective energetic phase, and now it's time to start looking towards the physical reality and what we want for ourselves, and manifesting all that beautiful stuff. So let's dive straight in. Let's see what we've got. We'll just get a general overview of what the energy's doing. There's definitely, well, I know it sounds daft, but energy is definitely, running high, as it were. It's vibrating and resonating at a very high frequency at the moment. There's lots going on. We're shifting into this new phase. It's a full moon, which, oh, beautiful, look at that lotus flower unfoldment, right? So we've been doing a lot of work on ourselves, and it's about to pay off. The lotus flower is spends years growing beneath the surface of the water, and when she blooms, she manifests her physical being into the physical reality. So this is what the energy is doing for us right now. I mean, if you guys have been following, previous readings and the kind of the build up to where we're at now energetically and to this reading, then you'll know that it's not like suddenly, right, today we're going to make all of these changes and there's going to be loads of shift within the physical, today. It's just now the energy has shifted enough to allow things to manifest. So it's still going to happen gradually, but we're, certainly today we're like in a state of overlap where the introspective energy is waning and the more action orientated energy is building. So let's see what else we've got here. I'm going to stick with this deck for a moment. Yeah, tree grounding, right. So this is the advice here from Spirit, is to make sure we stay grounded. Put down your little roots, suck up all that beautiful water from the earth, and stay focused on the work that you've been doing. Excuse me. Just because we're moving into the next phase doesn't mean that you should just basically fuck off all the work that you've been doing on yourself and change your focus to other things. You need to stay focused on what you've been building within yourself, because the physical reality is a reflection of what goes on within you. So we're kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out at the moment with this new energy. As time goes on, certainly over the next month, let's say, you know, as we move into May, we approach the next full moon. Obviously, we'll have a reading for the new moon that falls in between, you know, when the time comes. But we're we're being urged here to stay focused on the work that we've been doing within ourselves. Over this next month, like I say, between this full moon and the next one, we will be able to begin to look back at, you know, today and previous, you know, previously, and see how the changes are coming about. It's going to be difficult to see that right now because we're right on the brink of all of this change. So let's just pull one more and use this as our talisman card. Here we are. Creativity. Beautiful. Right, we've got an air sign here. So, you know, this energy is creating a, you know, a platform for us to begin to create and manifest within the physical space. So we'll use this as our talisman kind of energy for this reading. Let's pop that over there. I'm going to have a sip of my tea so it doesn't go cold. Well, not the drinking it's going to prevent it from going cold, but you know what I mean. Okay, so let's have a look at past, present and future, shall we? I think that would be a good place to start, at least. See where we've been and where we are presently as a result, and then hence where we're going. So we've got the winged wise ones, angelic help, miraculous aid. Yeah, so Spirit's really been guiding us well over the last energetic phase. You know, I mean, that began December of last year, so we've been in this for a long time now. We've certainly been in this long enough for us to really get a good grip on ourselves, you know, how we're feeling and why we're feeling that way. And now we're at this full moon, which, as I say, you know, this now spells the beginning of the next phase. This is an incredible opportunity for us to purge out that last bit of crap that we've been carrying around with us, that last bit of baggage, you know. So Spirit's been with us every step of the way here, really guiding us to look within and to see what's going on in there and to become consciously aware of it. Let's see what else we got. I could shuffle, that would be great. Do it. Now, isn't that interesting? Like, we've got new moon, but in Scorpio, and right now we're full moon Scorpio. Work through your fears. So this speaks also to the purge that we're currently undergoing, as well as obviously the work that we've been doing, because we're looking at the past here. So this is looking back over the previous energetic phase of that introspection. I mean, isn't that what we've been doing? We've been purging, we've been working through our fears, we've been, and this is new moon as well, which I also find pretty interesting, because it's you know, things that we haven't wanted to face, isn't it? I think a lot of the stuff that we've been working through as a collective over the last handful of months, we've not really wanted to. We've been avoiding it because it's been too painful emotionally. And Scorpio, you know, we're speaking to emotion here. This very watery emotional energy. We've been embarking upon this journey with ourselves to release what no longer serves us, to release our pain, to come to terms with our past, and to come to terms with the things that we've been traumatized by, and healing from it. And it says work through your fears, right? So this isn't just like look at your fears or acknowledge your fear. This is working through it, and putting your own energy into your healing, right? Working through implies acknowledging, really thinking about it, purging it, coming to understand it, and ultimately releasing it. So well done, everyone. Well done. We've had spirit at our backs every step of the way whilst we've been working through all of this stuff. And this is it right now, today, is the culmination of all of that hard work that you've all put in. So let's see what else. Right, we've got starseed. What lights you up? See, this is the thing, isn't it, that we've been thinking about all of this time. We've been, the physical reality has been very still and very quiet, and almost in a state of stasis where it's not really been doing anything. And of course that's been for a good reason. It's so that we can concentrate on the inner world rather than the outer world. When there's crazy things going on in the physical reality, we find it difficult to go within because we're too busy, right? And so whilst the physical reality's not been super crazy, we've had this opportunity to look within, and that's part of what we've been looking at. We've been working through the things that have been really bothering us, and our trauma, our past that we feel has defined us, which to a degree it has, yes, but it's not really the things that we experience that defines us. It's the way we handle those experiences. It's how we feel about those experiences once they're over. And as a result of that, we then look at, okay, well, what's possible now? What do I want now? Have my desires shifted and changed based on the things I've experienced? Which is not really the best way to look at things, is it? Because if you base what you desire on your current reality, then we're not dreaming very big. So we've been asking ourselves, what lights us up? What do we want? What do we desire? What are we passionate about? And through this work that we've been doing on ourselves here, we've been able to better answer those questions and not look so much at our past and the things that have really affected us in a negative way. And I mean, I'm focusing more on the negative here because I'm pointing out more the negative stuff than the positive, because that's, as human beings, this is what we dwell on. We don't dwell on positive experiences. We dwell on negative ones. And, this is something that we need to change. We need to not dwell at all, really, but just accept any experience that comes our way, and ideally view everything in a neutral way. Just, oh, that's a thing that happened. I learnt this from it. Today's a new day, And for the longest time, the collective has not been viewing experiences in this way because there's been a lot of ego at play. It's not our fault, we're conditioned this way, but we are breaking free of that programming now since the Great Conjunction in December of last year. We've been able to free ourselves from that programming and look at things differently, have a different perspective on our lives and on ourselves. So let's see what else we've got here. Right, we've got two here. So there's more grounding. Look at that. Earth grounding. Right, we had tree grounding over there. So I feel like this work, look at all this purple. I've just noticed we've got a lot of purple going on here. Oh, and more purple with the other card, Magic Circle Protection. Right, that's interesting, isn't it? So the protection and the grounding, I feel, in a way, are one and the same thing, because you feel a lot more protected when you're grounded, don't you? When you've put down your roots, you know, you feel safer. Now, some of us over, you know, well, over this last energetic phase, so since December through to today, some of you have been building a fortress, which isn't grounding, that's panic, you know, that creates that. And I feel that those of you who have done that are now beginning to take the walls down a bit, and are really beginning to understand that actually the fortress was never necessary. It was just a reaction to your fear and working through it. You know, some of us have been through real severe trauma. Some of us haven't. Some of us have. We've all had difficult times, and you know, just difficulty in general. Some, I don't want to say some worse than others, because that's a matter of individual perspective. Perspective, sorry. I don't think perspection is even a word, is it? I just made that one up. Perspective. But you know, this is a collective reading, not an individual reading. So looking at the collective, you know, I can see that there are some people who have reacted to their trauma by building a fortress, and that's what's made them feel safe. It's very temporary. Fortresses don't last. I know that probably doesn't make any sense, because IRL fortresses are built to last, but energetically speaking, fortresses don't last. They are very temporary, and we tend to take them down as soon as we put down real roots. And I feel there's a lot of you that are doing that, but then there's the other side of the collective that haven't been building the fortresses, you know, instead they've really embraced the work straight off the bat. I think what I'm trying to say is that we've all been doing the work, but there's some individuals within the collective where that work seemed just too much to cope with. So there's been grounding all round, but some of you have taken it to you know, extreme measures, and some of you have just completely surrendered and just thought, right, I need to work through this because I'm carrying it around with me. I'm letting it define who I am, and that's not who I am. I'm not this scared little kitten wandering through the big wide world. I'm part of this reality, and I refuse to be at the mercy of it. So I mean, this last phase has been very heavy for a lot of people, but I hope that from this here you can see the merit of it and how it was necessary. It was necessary to rip the band-aid off, despite how painful it was. You've got to let the air get to your scars, you know, for them to heal. So let's see what we've got going on now. Where do we want to start here? Let's use the same pattern, shall we? Let's use the same decks. So now we can see where we've been and what we've been up to. The energy that's going on right now will hopefully make more sense. More purple. Interesting, actually. I've just had Aurora point this out to me, that purple is the representative colour for the crown chakra, The crown chakra is the, let's say, the last physical chakra that stands between you and source. When we meditate, we realign our chakras from the bottom to the top, and the crown chakra opens, and that's what allows the conscious connection between us and spirit. So all this purple, I mean, this just shows me that this is a level up with our awareness and our consciousness. So we've got the sun dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life and abundance. Beautiful. So this is the energy. It's like this wonderful release, which makes sense because full moon is release energy. I feel like this deep sense of relief. You know, we've done it, right? We've done it, we've endured, we've learned, and we survived. And now we're able to reap the benefits within the physical reality. There's a lot of joy here. There's a lot of joy energy, you know, just having fun and relaxing and enjoying yourself, enjoying what the physical reality has to offer. It's just this deep relaxation I'm feeling, like this big sigh that the whole collective is just I've done it. You know, I've done the work. I've released all of the bullshit that I've been carrying around and all of the pain to the point where it doesn't bother me. It doesn't ruin my day. It doesn't hold me back. It doesn't, you know, I'm not sitting around feeling super sad about things so much. If I, you know, obviously if you sit and really think and dwell, that's when this pain and this fear, you know, it'll all come flooding back. You're always going to remember it. But the point is that you're not experiencing it right now. You're not experiencing it anymore. So you don't need to torture yourself with it. And there's so many within the collective that have now fully understood that. And hence are free to enjoy themselves, to enjoy their life within the physical reality. So what else have we got? Right? Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn, another new moon. So again, this is brand new energy for us, despite it being a full moon. Full moon is kind of out with the old and in with the new. New moon is the beginning of a cycle. Is like you've finished the purge completely, and now we're in brand new energy. But because of where we're at right now, energetically, just overall, this new phase, this is brand new energy. This is alien to us. You know, we've not experienced energy like this before, and it feels really good, right? We're all just, we know that our hard work has paid us off already, because we're feeling this this abundance and this joy right here. Beautiful. Also, Capricorn being an earth sign, this is more grounding right here. Beautiful. It's making me smile so much right now. Oh, hello. Okay, we've got Pleiades, double mission. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Right, yeah. We're able to we've spent all of this time helping ourselves, and now we're free to help other people. Right? We can actually benefit the people around us now. This double mission is, you know, the inner world and the outer world, the working on yourself and helping other people. We can lead by example now, because we've done the work and it's paid off. See what else we've got. Just dip into the Witch's Oracle. Okay, so we've got familiar, guardian. All right, so I'm feeling that there are many, many, many of you within this collective that are seeking out a familiar, right? It might not be in the traditional sense of a familiar when it comes to, witchcraft and things, but you're looking to form a bond. It's like you feel that you're ready to form a bond now. That might be with a person, with an animal, or even with an object. There's two things here. There's also that spirit's constantly communicating with us within the physical reality through the form of synchronicities. But a lot of you are going to be noticing the same animal. You're going to keep, not necessarily the same individual animal, but the same species. You keep seeing like foxes or robins or magpies or elephants or whales or whatever. Spirit is really communicating through animals, I feel, for a lot of you. So pay attention. Pay attention to the synchronicity that comes with those animals. Obviously, if you live in an area where there's just a shit ton of magpies and there's always been magpies around, this is not it, right? This is not a synchronicity. It's seeing these animals, or all these animals are being referenced, right? So for example, perhaps you haven't seen a fox in donkey's years, and then one day you're out walking and a fox runs across your path, and you're like, bloody hell, I haven't seen a fox in years, and yeah, there's a fox. And then later on that day you're watching a YouTube video and your favorite YouTuber just randomly, seemingly starts talking about foxes or mentions foxes, or you meet someone and their name is Fox. It, like, these are synchronicities. It's witnessing these signs in kind of abnormal circumstances. So look out for that too. Pay attention. And when you're sure of what, I just want to also point out, just because I'm saying this, don't look for it. Right? Don't try and don't look for it, right? Because that's not, I hope I'm making sense here, but don't try and make something your spirit animal. Just pay attention, just be open, don't force it, because it's important that you get the message, you receive the message well. And then I was going to say, once you're pretty sure what the animal is, go and look it up, go Google it, and see what the spiritual traits of that animal are, because there'll be guidance within that. There'll be guidance within the traits, of that animal. So that's one facet of it. The other facet is, as I said a moment ago, that many of you are looking to form a bond. I feel like a lot of you are actually going to get a new pet over the summer months. But you've been thinking about it, and the energy's in support of that too, because you are ready. You are ready to form this kind of bond. But it's not just restricted to animals. This is also people and objects. So the energy's in support of it. So go for it. Take this as permission from spirit to go ahead and form that bond. You're ready. You've done the work on yourself to the point where you can be responsible for a partnership, with a familiar, in whatever way, shape or form it appears. So let's have a look at future energy. Let's see what's going on then for future energy based off of this. Don't want to forget my tea. Where are we? Okay. It's interesting, isn't it? Like we've got a very clear picture here that this is what we've been doing, and therefore this is what this energy is. It makes sense, doesn't it? That we would be here because of what we've been going through. That's why I always find these kinds of readings really useful. The past, present, future stuff. Because it helps us to make sense of things, just in general, you know, where we've been, where we are, where we're going. Okay, so we've got the Swan Queen, transformation. That's unfoldment right there, right? Intuition and patience. Okay, so I did say this at the beginning of the read, and I said this in our previous read as well, that this new phase is still going to move quite slowly. I mean, it's going to last until October, so there's no rush. We're being asked to, or well, you know, this is energy that's queued up, ready to come in and to begin influencing us. We're being asked to practice patience. Just because we're in a new phase doesn't mean everything's just going to go blah, like really quickly. It's still going to maintain this very steady pace that we've now grown accustomed to since December, where things very gently build. The energy is constantly shifting and building and coming to fruition, but the energy is not in any rush, and neither should you be. The energy is also very transformative. We've got a queen here as well. She's not a princess, she's a queen, and she's a swan queen, so you could argue the most beautiful or beautifully spirited queen ever to exist. The swan represents transformation, because the swan as a duckling, as a cygnet, I knew that didn't sound right, as a cygnet, a little babu swan, looks so vastly different. I mean, we all know the story of the ugly duckling, right? They're grey. As they grow up, which I believe they stay in adolescence for a year, swans live for a very, very long time. They take their time to transform into this beautiful swan, right? We've all seen little baby swans, you know, they go from grey to brown to white. We're talking about white swans here, not black swans, as not confuse things. And as a spirit animal, they represent true love, union, partnership, loyalty to oneself as well as to another, and importantly, transformation. So we have this beautiful energy coming our way. We're not quite in it yet, but it is coming, so long as we embrace what we're currently in, right? So let's see what else we've got. Let's dip into Moonology. Oh, keep flying out at me. You're very close to achieving your goal, Gibbous Moon. So let's see how we've gone from like purple, green. We're moving through the spectrum here. So we've gone from crown to heart. And you're very close to achieving your goal. So, you know, your goal comes from desire, comes from heart space. This is all part of patience as well, isn't it? Because it's not saying you have achieved your goal or you are achieving your goal. It's you're very close to achieving your goal. So this is more patience being practiced here, but also seeing results. It's not seeing the fruition of it, but it's seeing the result of our action, or we're going to be able to see how our efforts are unfolding within the physical reality, although we're not going to get there very quickly. But again, the energy's not in any rush. The reason it's not in any rush is because it's doing it properly. Spirit wants us to have everything that we desire. We need to take our time to make sure that it is perfect. When we rush things, I mean, if you think about anything within your life that you've rushed, you know, either you fuck it up completely because you've rushed it, or the end result is not really everything that you thought it would be or hoped it would be, because it's rushed. You know, when you take your time with something and you pour all of your love and your energy and your effort into it, it becomes something incredible that usually surpasses your idea of what it would become, right? So use that same logic. If you want to build, well, whatever it is that you want to build within your life, whatever it is that you want to ultimately experience, whether your dream is or your desire is, take your fucking time. Please, take your time. Spirit is giving us space to take our time because she's not in a rush either. So as long as we match that speed and we match that energy and that potential, then we really will be living our perfect lives. Next year, you know, 2022 is when it's really all going to kick off. Right now, this is laying in a foundation for it. So take your time. Treat it like it's treat it like it's you know, when you begin a new relationship and you fall in love and you want it to last forever, right? A lot of us just try and rush that, but when you don't rush it, it's absolutely exquisite. You know, make love to your life, make love to your dreams, right? Make it last. Take your time. Okay, we've got warrior woman. There's a lot of divine feminine energy going on here, which makes sense to me because we are full moon in Scorpio right now. Scorpio, being a water sign, is, you know, speaks to the divine feminine, definitely. Have you answered your deepest calling? So this kind of links us to this starseed card we got here for the past. What lights you up? Have you answered your deepest calling? So there's going to be, obviously there's always ebbs and flows within energy. There'll be a time for action, a time for rest. A time for action, a time for rest. You know, it's always toing and froing like the ocean ebbs and flows. This is necessary so we can get things done, and then we can have a time to just rest and take stock, see where we're at. What work have you done so far? What needs to be done? How do you feel? You know, and actually physically rest and recuperate your energy, and then move back into a state of flow. Continue your work within the physical realm and within yourself. So between now and the next full moon, there will be a time for introspection, and this is what we're being shown here.
The right now we're in a more action orientated energy from today, which doesn't mean, as I keep saying, if that doesn't mean like, bang, let's go and get a shit ton of stuff done within the physical reality, because that's not what it's really about. This is more just coming out of introspection. This introspection here, this is what we've been in for such a long time. Now it's time to just really enjoy our physical reality. It's spring, the sun's coming out, the weather's getting nice and warm. I don't really want to talk about what's going on within the physical reality, in terms of what's going on in the world, let's say. I don't want to use that word, right, that dirty word. But things are becoming a bit more relaxed, let's say, within the physical space. Shops are reopening and that kind of thing. And we're able to socialize a little more freely. So we're moving out of introspection into the physical realm, right? More action orientated energy. We can actually enjoy ourselves a little bit more within the physical space. But then we're seeing here this energy. This is actually ebb energy, right? That's not a negative thing. Like I say, it has its place because we need time to rest and become introspective, so we can see what's going on within ourselves, and like I said, take stock. So we can see that that's coming. That's coming pretty soon, actually. I don't want to put a time frame on it, but it's definitely before the next full moon. So within the month, right? So, before the middle of May. There'll be a time for us there's a time now for us to just really kick back and enjoy ourselves, and be a little bit more social, and do things outside of ourselves in the physical reality, and then swiftly followed, I feel, by a time to go back into introspection. But it's not like going back into introspection in the same way. This would have been removed completely from our realm by the time we're fully embracing this and then moving into this energy. This will be just like a little blip memory, right? This won't come into it at all at that point. We would have moved on. So then this would be in this place and this would be here, and then we'll be looking at new future energy. So obviously we'll do that when we get closer to the time. Of course, we have these readings every week. So if you're interested in keeping an eye on what energy's doing, keeping track of things, then, subscribe, slap the bell right in his little face and all that stuff, and stay informed as these readings come out every week. But this will be a case of just slowing it down a little bit within the physical space, going back within and taking stock again based on this energy, which will then be past energy, right? So let's wrap this up then with our last draw here from the Witch's Oracle. Oh, look at that. We've got fire, passion. Yeah, there's a lot of things that are going to be reignited. This is a time for relaxing that we're in right now. Just relaxing, enjoying ourselves, just like I say, kicking back, being a little bit more social. Spending time with our friends and family, loved ones, whatever. Just having fun and relaxing. There's a time for everything, right? We can't do it all at the same time, because we're not built for that. We really are built for one thing at a time. I'm not getting into the realms of multitasking and all that stuff, because that's only taking place within the physical reality. I'm talking about energy, not stuff and things. So, when we move into this ebb energy right here, this inner reflection, there's a lot of passion that's going to be reawakened within us, and we're going to be able to better answer that question. Have you answered your deepest calling? What lights you up? What are we passionate about? and moving back into that creative, like, right, what am I going to do about this, energy. So I know I said let's wrap this up with these cards, but I think what I'm going to do is just let Spirit speak her last messages through the Cosmic Cloud Oracle, if there is anything else that she wants to tell us before we end this reading. Wow. Manifestation. This is a fire card, and of course this is, this is like one and the same thing right here. So manifestation, it is coming. It is coming, it's happening, it's all in the works, right? We just got to trust and surrender. And by surrender, I mean just accept that this is the energy that's happening, and as soon as we fall in line and we surrender to it, things will just be so much easier. Everything will just, all of those puzzle pieces will just fall into place easily. We'll be happier and calmer and more relaxed and more aware of ourselves and more aware of our physical space, more aware and conscious of the fact that the physical reality is a reflection of what is going on within ourselves. We'll be able to take better care of ourselves. We'll be able to get everything that we want to get done, to get it done, because we'll be working with the energy and not against it. We experience great levels of discomfort when we resist this energy. And energy is the only thing that exists. So when we accept it and we work with it, we have a great time of things. Our experiences are that much more abundant, and the lessons are more useful to us. So I will love and leave you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Twin Flame reading will be out tomorrow, unless you are a member of the Cosmic Clan, in which case you have access to all of my YouTube content 24 hours before it's released to the public. If you want to get in on that action, then come and join Patreon. Link is in the description below. And I will see you guys, on Twitch as usual. If you want to come and join us for live viewer readings, as well as live discussion on all of this weird and wonderful witchy woo stuff, again, link is in the description below. Come and give the channel a follow, and make sure that you enable notifications, and then you'll know when I go live next. And also, whilst I think of it, come and join the Discord. It's the main hub for our community, the Cosmos Collective. Come and make some friends. We're in this beautiful social time. Come and make some friends. So yes, I will love and leave you for realsies. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember that you are valued and you are important, and I will see you guys in the next one.